Yeah, it's time to take a look at a new release from Folio. This is called the Scubanaut. This is their second release from this brand, and I mentioned it in the unboxing, but their first release, the Scubanaut, was a GMT watch, and I clearly stated in that video, and I remember having the watch in hand, how good the first release was. And they definitely didn't disappoint on the second release with this guy, because there's a trick up the sleeve that I had not seen done on any other watch before. And it's a pretty cool option, or not an option, a feature. Yes, it's a cool feature. So let's get into this thing. The case, 41 millimeter stainless steel, lug to lug, 48 millimeter. You can see that unique case profile, which is a carryover from the previous Scubanaut. So I remember it being this similar shape. So that's really cool that they kind of have the design cue as part of their brand, if that makes sense. The thickness, I measure at 12.68 millimeter approximately. Exactly, 12.68 millimeter. The crown is 6.9 millimeter. And the lug opening here is 20 millimeter. This excellent bracelet tapers down to 15.5 millimeter. Typically it's like 16, close enough, right? You do get the half links. You get a nice modern clasp, signed, deeply signed, but smooth, with the toolless quick adjust on there that we're starting to see on most micro brands. And then of course you have really nice screw links for the hardware. Okay, so that's out of the way. You have 120 click bezel. I didn't count them on the website. I looked it up, it said 128. I don't know if it's a typo. I think this is 120. And in the bezel you have, I went past one, dang it, I gotta go back around. Okay, that's better. So on the bezel you have both the dive timer, and then you also have on the outer perimeter of it a countdown timer. Okay, cool. If you can have both, why not have both? So I dig that. That's a thumb up. No date, love it. White dial, absolutely love it. 12369 Arabics applied with a ton of lume in them at the cardinal positions, awesome. And then those triangles pointed outward to kind of match up with the pip on the bezel, very cool as well. Digging it. Signed crown, that's their logo. One of the cooler case backs I've looked at, I pointed this out in the unboxing as well. I believe that's a bear, some kind of bear, swimming underwater with a watch on. That's totally normal. Very cartoonish, absolutely love it. Love the font. Big fan of the larger paddle quick release spring bars. I think it's easier to get a better purchase on that. Nice heavy duty construction on this thing. Now, 200 meter, all that good stuff. Also comes with this elastic strap with a clasp system that I have not seen used on this style of thing. This is kind of like how you would see on those mesh bracelets. You just flop it open and then unhook it like that. So much more secure. I'm not gonna put it on the watch though, because I like it on the bracelet. That's just the way it is. Very cool thing. And again, I pointed this out on the unboxing. So if you watch the unboxing, you already got this. Killer pop to the point where it actually pushes my finger out of the way. You have the red reveal on the crown tube saying, hey dummy, you need to screw that back in or you're going to get water damage. You can wind the watch in this position clearly. But in the first position where you would normally have a date set, you're like, oh man, it's a ghost date. No, 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 it's not a ghost date. This has the Miyota 9075 in it. So now you have a quick adjust hour hand without changing the accuracy of the movement. Very cool. I've heard many people say they really like this feature on some Omega watches, which they have a movement they use like in their Aquaterras, in I think the Planet Ocean, and there's probably a few other watches that Omega uses that does this exact same thing, and it's a highlight. It's a feature that I didn't realize I wanted until Izzy, the owner of Folio, put it in this watch, and I'm like, duh. You could do a 9075 and just have it in a 3-hand configuration and not clutter up the dial with the GMT hand that I don't really need anyway. All I want is this quick adjust for when I travel. That's it. I mean, for me, it's perfect because when I travel, I just need to know what time it is where I'm at. I am, believe it or not, smart enough to realize that, you know, when I'm out in California, the time is different back at home, and I can just do that math in my head. I typically don't, though. I pretty much just live now, and that's the way it is. Everybody else is, you know, on a different time zone, and it's not my problem. Anyway, let's pop this on my 7 1/4 inch wrist to see what that looks like. I also failed to mention the 9075 is a regulated and 6-position movement. They did that in-house. This is also USA assembled. This watch is pretty dang cool. You can get it in the white dial or black dial. I'll put a link in the description. Snapshot in time. This is a Kickstarter release, but this is one of those good ones where you're going to get a great watch for a more affordable price. So this is where you want to purchase it, is on the Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter launch is February 15th, 2024. Okay. This is a prototype as well. The production models will be even better, as good as this one is. The Kickstarter launch price, the early buy, you know how early bird specials and everything, is $549. The retail on this watch is $799. So this is a clear case where like you want to pick it up on the Kickstarter. They don't muddy it up with like fancy boxing and everything like that. You get this zipper travel pouch. I love these things. I use them both when I travel, and I use them when I'm like shipping loaner watches to buddies and stuff like that. I'll package it up in that versus sending it in a big box. Those are much easier to pack up in luggage or like in just a shipping box or anything. So I like the packaging. I like the watch. This is a good kit. Let's check out the Lume. I shared this in the unboxing as well, but killer Lume. There you go. Fully loomed out. Looks like BGW9 and C3 dual color application, and appropriately done to tie the minute hand with the dive pip. So dive pip triangle. So well done. Good job. Let me know what you guys think. I'm impressed. See you on the next vid.